Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Physics through Computation. So in this lecture, I am going to talk about the solutions of CSIR UGC NET December 2019 of Assam Board. So as you know, in December 2019, the exam is conducted in two different dates. One is for the states except Assam, and one is for Assam. So here I am going to talk about the solution manual of the part C of physical sciences in these lectures. So I will talk about all the solution of part C on physical science. So of the Assam board question of December 2019 CSIR UGC NET. So I make this video because I found it very it will be very useful for the students who are preparing for preparing for the NET, which is June 2020. So I hope it will help them. So let's start. So the first question was basically a particle of mass m oscillate in a one-dimensional potential Vx is equal to gx to the power 4, where g is basically a constant. If the amplitude of oscillation is doubled, then the ratio of the new time period to the old one is this option. So here let's have a look on the solution. So here Vx is basically your gx to the power 4, and now if you just take the derivative of the potential, you will get the force, so which is basically minus dv by dx, which is 4g minus 4g x cube, right? So next, now if you just apply the solution of the simple harmonic oscillator, which is x is equal to a sine omega t to this so this x will follow this t2x dt2 is equal to minus omega square x, and m, so if you just multiply it with m, then it will be m d2x by dt2 is equal to minus m omega square x, and so this is basically your f. So f is basically minus m omega square x, and now if you compare this f in equation I and this f here, so it will be like minus 4g x cube is equal to minus m omega square x. And now so your omega square is basically, so if you compare this here, omega square is equal to 4g by m into x square. So now your omega is basically root over of 4g by m into x. So we are excluding the minus sign because frequency can't be negative, as you know. So omega is proportional to x, and now x is your basically a sine omega t. So omega is proportional to your a is basically the amplitude, and t is proportional to 1 by omega, because as you know that t is 2 pi by omega. So you already know that. So t is basically 2 pi by omega, and so t is proportional to 1 by omega, and so as omega proportional to a, so t is proportional to 1 by a. So as a becomes 2a, so t prime will become t by 2, right? So option A will be correct. So if you see this option A will be correct because it is half, right? So a becomes 2a and this becomes t by 2. So option A. So let's have a look on the next question. So in this question we have basically the vibrational frequency of hydrogen halide molecule is omega equal to 5 into 10 to the power 4 radian per second. Assuming the halogen atom to be heavy compared to the hydrogen atom, so the mass of the hydrogen atom is given, which is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. The force constant of the bond is closest to. So now here what I need to do is, so the given information is omega, which is this 5 into 10 to the power 14 radian per second, and the mass of the hydrogen atom, which is 1.6 into the power minus 7 kg. Now if you just use the formula for the reduced mass, which is mu is equal to mh into mcl by mh plus mcl, which is almost equal to mh, because mcl is basically, this mcl is greater than mass of chlorine atom is greater than mass of hydrogen atom. So if you just approximate this mh plus mcl to be almost equal to mcl, this mcl will cancel out, it will become mh, and so h cross omega is basically h cross root over k by mu, and omega is basically root over k by mu, and omega square mu is basically k, and omega square is basically 5 square, which is 25 into 10 to the power 28, and mass of the hydrogen atom mu is basically 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 27, and 0.9796 is basically 1 mu is equal to this. So kg to ame to kg conversion, and then if you just just calculate the value, it will give you 391.84, which is almost equal to 400 nanometer, close to the option 4. So the option will be option 4. Next question. So question number 3. So the mechanical momentum of a particle carrying a charge E in a magnetic field BR is denoted by pi RP, which is P minus E AR, where curl of A is basically B and P is the momentum of canonically conjugate to R. If the Poisson bracket xi and pj, xi comma pj is delta ij, then the Poisson bracket pi x pi a is what? So here, so let's see the solution. So here pi rp is basically p minus e ar, and curl of a is basically b, and this relation is given xi comma pj is basically delta ij. And so if you take the x component of this pi vector, which is px minus eax, and pi y will be py minus eay. And now if we take this Poisson product, so it will be del pi x by del x, del pi y by px minus del pi x by px, del pi y by del x, plus del pi x by del y, del pi y by del py minus del pi x by del py minus del pi y by del y. So if you just do that, so from these two, if you just take the derivative, this del pi x by px, del pi x by del x will be, so this term will be 0, and this will be del ax by del x minus into minus of e. Another term, this is 0, so this is 0, and minus of minus e del pi x by del px, which is 1, and this will give you this del pi y by del x, del pi y by del x will also give you, this term will be 0, but this will give you some minus e into this del ay by del x. And similarly here, so del pi x by del y is will give you this del ax by del y into minus of e, and then del pi y by del py will give you 1, and this term, which is del pi x by del py, will give you del minus e into del ax by del y, but del pi y by del y is basically, del pi y by del y is basically this will basically equal to 0, so this will give you 0, and then you'll get this e into del ay by del x, and del and basically minus of del ax into del y, which is basically this is basically inside the bracket is basically the third component of the magnetic field vector, which is Bz, so EBz, so option 4 will be correct. So now let's look on question number 4. So we have a quantum particle in a one-dimensional box of length L is perturbed by a barrier of height epsilon and length a, shown in the figure. So minus L by 2 to plus L by 2, minus A by 2 to plus A by 2, and this height is epsilon. And now assuming that epsilon is much smaller than the ground state energy of the particle in unperturbed box, and A is less than L, and the changes in the lowest energy eigenvalues with the first order in epsilon and the first order in A are respectively. So you need to find, so you have this potential which is infinite square wave potential, but you have small perturbation in between minus A by 2 to plus A by 2, and you need to correction in first order, which is basically first order correction for the first excited state and ground state. Okay, so now so as you can see, this is a symmetric box which is from minus L by 2 to plus L by 2. So the wave function will be psi even will be root over 2 by L sine of n by x by L for n is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on, and psi odd will be root over 2 by L cos n by x by L in 1, 3, 5, 7 so on. So for we have to calculate the correction for n is equal to 1, 2, because lowest two energy eigenvalues is 1 for n is equal to 1 and 2. So for first case it will be psi odd, and for 2 it will be psi even. So now let's do for n is equal to 1 first. So the first order correction I denote by E01, and then this is basically psi star h prime psi into dx, and so our h prime is we have perturbed the box in minus A by 2 to plus A by 2. So we have the length minus A by 2 to plus A by 2, and the amount is epsilon into psi square dx. So psi will be, because n is equal to 1, so psi will be this cos n by x by L. So it will be 2 by L cos square by x by L into dx, and if you just multiply this epsilon, if you just take this 1 by L outside, so it will be epsilon by L minus A by 2 to plus A by 2, 2 into cos square by x by L into dx. So epsilon by L minus A by 2 to plus A by 2 1 plus cos 2 pi x by L. So 2 cos square x is equal to 2 cos square x is 1 plus cos 2x. So I just apply the trigonometric formula here, and you get 1 plus cos 2 pi x by L into dx. So epsilon by L into minus a by 2 to plus a by 2 into dx plus epsilon by L into minus a by 2 to plus a by 2 cos 2 pi x by L into dx. So now, so this integration will give you a, so epsilon a by L and plus, so this is a even function, so it will be, you can just write 0 to a by 2, so 2 into 0 to a by 2, so 2 epsilon by L into 0 to a by 2 cos 2 pi x by L into dx. So now if you just perform the integral, it will give you, this integral will give you epsilon a by L plus 2 epsilon by L into L by 2 pi sin 2 pi x by L 0 to a by 2, and if you just substitute the limits, it will give you epsilon a by L plus sin a pi by L into epsilon by pi. So epsilon a by L plus epsilon by pi into, so if you just expand the sign of a in this series, a sign or series of sin x, which is basically x minus x cube by 3 factorial, because we have only the first order, as we have told here, only the first order change in this first order in epsilon and first order in a. So what we'll do is we'll neglect the higher order terms, and then we'll get only this first order term, which is a pi by L, and if you multiply it with epsilon by pi, it will give you a epsilon by L, and which is basically 2a, which will total, in the total will give 2 epsilon a by L. So for n is equal to 1, the correction is 2 epsilon a by L. Similarly, for n is equal to 2, our wave function is basically even, so the even wave function is this, and then we just need to do the same procedure. We need to integrate it over minus a by 2 to plus a by 2, but with this function, this psi. And if you do that, so similarly we will get instead of this 2 sin squared x, because, and then it will be basically 1 minus cos 2x, so we will just do it, and then this integral will, this 1 in dx integral will give you epsilon by L, and this integral again will give you the sine series. If you just do the integration, perform the integration, it will give you the sine 2 pi a by L now, because n is basically equal to 2, and then so if we just expand it, it is basically epsilon by L minus epsilon by 2 pi into 2 pi a by L, so it will also give you epsilon by L. So this in a total it will give you 0, because there is the minus sign. So first 2 epsilon by L and 0, so this is option 4. So option 4 will be correct. Next question. So this is a numerical based question, and I used to make videos on numerical methods in my channel, so physics to comparison, so you can have a look on the videos I have made already. So yeah, so let's have a look on this question number 5. So question number 5 is basically the second order Runge-Kutta method to find an approximate solution of yx or boundary value problem dy by dx is equal to f of xy with the boundary condition y0 is equal y of 0 is basically y0, uses this fourth order Runge-Kutta method, second order Runge-Kutta method, which is yn plus 1 is equal to yn plus h into f at xn plus h by 2 yn plus h by 2 into f of xn yn, where xn is basically nh and yn is the approximation to y after n iteration. So if xy is equal to 2y, y0 is 2, and step size is h is equal to 0.02, then y2 and absolute error y of x2 minus y2 after 2 iteration is respectively this option. So let's have a look on that. So we have the function dy dx is basically f of x comma y, and f of x comma y is basically 2y, and y0 is given as 2, and h is basically 0.02, and xn is nh. So now yn plus 1 is basically yn h f xn plus h by 2 yn plus h by 2 f of xn comma yn. So for the first case, it is given that y0 is basically y at 0, x is equal to 0 is basically y0, and f of x0 comma y0 is f of 0 comma 2, which is 4. And now if we, for n is equal to 0, basically this from this relation will be y1 is equal to y0 plus h into f x0 plus h by 2 y0 plus h by 2 into f of x0 y0, and this is basically 2 and 0.02 f of 0 into h, because x0 is 0, now n is 0, because so 0 h plus h by 2, oh sorry, there will be plus h by 2 here, because that doesn't matter, because our a function is independent of x, and but here it's basically y0 is 2 and this is h by 2, 0.02 by 2 into this function if x0 y0 is 2, 4, sorry, this is 4, and then 2 and 4 will cancel out, and this will give you 2, and if you calculate, it will give you 2.0816. Now then f of x1 comma y1 is basically so you need to calculate the value f of x1 comma y1, and then it will give you 4.1632, and y2 is basically y1 plus h into f x1 plus h by 2 plus y1 plus h by 2 into f of x1 comma y1, and if you substitute the values, it will give you 2.1668982, and which is almost equal to 2 into 1.0408 whole square. And now for the exact solution, which is basically dy dx is equal to 2y, if you just take the y in the right left hand side and x in the right hand side, and you integrate, you will get y is equal to y0 e to the power 2x, and you know that y0 is basically 2, so your exact solution is basically y is equal to y0 e to the 2 into e to the power 2x, and but you need to find the y of x2 is basically 2h, so 0.04, so if you substitute here, so it will give you 0.08, so 2 into e to the power 0.08 is your actual solution or exact solution, and our our numerical solution is 2 into 1.0408 whole square. So the absolute error is basically y of x2 minus y2, which is 2 into e to the power 0.08, 2 into 1.0408 whole square, so 2 you can take common, so 2 into e to the power 0.08 minus 1.0408 whole square mod. So option 4 will be correct. Yeah, this option 4. So now, so we have a photon. So now next question number 6. Proton flux in an argon laser is 2.5 into 10 to the power 5 meter to the power minus 2 second inverse. A photodetector is used to convert protons to electrons with a 10% conversion efficiency. Assuming Poisson statistic, the mean value of the fluctuation in the number of protons that are detected per unit area in the time interval 0.1 second are respectively nearest to. So here the proton flux is 2.5 into 10 to the power 5 meters per second inverse, and conversion efficiency is 10%, which is denoted by eta, and the average number of protons expectation of n, which is basically 2.5 into the number of protons, proton flux into unit area into 0.1 second into 10 conversion efficiency, so it will give you 2500, and now as it obeys Poisson statistics, so it will be expectation of n to the power n e to the power minus of expectation of n by n factorial. And for a Poisson distribution, you know that this mean is basically the expectation of n, and sigma square is basically expectation of n. So fluctuation is basically sigma, so sigma is basically root over of expectation of n, which is 50, and mean is basically this expectation of n, which is 2500, 2500, so basically 2500 and 50 are the answers. So this is this option 1. Next question number 7. So the action S is defined as S is equal to integration of dt into half of mx dot square minus gx to the power k, where g is a constant, describes the motion of a particle of mass m in a one-dimensional potential, and the action remains invariant under the scale transformation t transform to lambda to the power alpha t and x transform to lambda to the power beta x if the values are given. So now for this question, what I will do is basically I will find the equation of motion, and so L is basically given mx dot square minus gx to the power k, and the equation of motion will be ddt of del L del x dot, which is mx double dot, and del L del x is minus of kg into x to the power k minus 1. So if you find the equation of motion using the Lagrange's equation, ddt of del L del x dot minus del L del x is equal to 0, it will give you mx double dot plus of kg x to the power k minus 1 equal to 0. So this is our usual Lagrange equation of motion. So t prime becomes lambda to the power alpha into t, x prime become lambda to the power beta into x. So d2 x prime by dt prime square is basically lambda to the power beta by lambda alpha square d2x dt2. So it will be lambda to the power beta minus 2 alpha d2x dt2. So x double dot prime is basically lambda to the power beta minus 2 alpha into x double dot. So if you for k is equal to 1, let's first look at this equation. So for k is equal to 1, this equation becomes mx double dot g into g equal mx double dot plus g equal to 0, and it will be transformed in prime coordinate. It will be like m lambda to the power beta minus 2 alpha x double dot prime plus g equal to 0, and as you can see, these two be equal to exactly same as this. We have we need to this coefficient, this power exponent, so it's not coefficient, this will be power exponent of beta minus 2 alpha equal to 0. So beta is equal to 2 alpha, and only option 4 satisfies that. As you can see, beta is equal to 2 alpha, only option 4 is satisfying this. but we need to check for minus 2, because for minus 2 this is also satisfying. For minus 2 we need to check that. So for minus 2 the equation of motion will look like something like this. So my mx double dot minus 2g x to the power minus q, and for the transform one it will look like this: m by lambda to the power beta minus 2 alpha x double dot prime minus 2g lambda to the power plus 3 beta x to the power 1 minus 3 equal to 0. And this will give you two contradictory condition, because beta minus 2 alpha equal to 0 and beta equal to 0, and this contradictory option, no option is matches because it is contradictory. So k is equal to minus 2 is not correct. So the option will be option 4. So it is k is equal to 1, beta is equal to 2, alpha is equal to 1. So now the next question is, so this is a simple question. ERT and BRT denote respectively the electric and magnetic fields at point r at time t, and the motion of the massive particle charge q mostly moving along the positive x-axis v, and CGS unit all for all values of b, E will be equal to CV. So the gain function problem. So this gain function g x naught x comma x naught for the boundary value problem d2i by dx2 plus 2 dy dx is equal to fx, or x greater than equal to 0, boundary condition y0 is equal to dy0 dx equal to 0. So what will be the solution? So we have this equation d2x by dt2 dx2 plus 2 dy dx is equal to fx, x greater than equal to 0, and y0 and y prime of 0 is basically 0, and so the complementary function will be d2i by dx2 plus 2 dy dx is equal to 0, e to the power mx m square plus so if you just take the trial solution to be y is equal to e to the power mx, so e to the power mx so if you just substitute here, so it will be e to the power mx into m square plus 2m equal to 0. So m is equal to 0 and m is equal to minus 2, and it will give you the solution a e to the power minus 2x plus b, and p of t, which is the coefficient of d2i, coefficient of double derivative, is equal to 1. So now y of 0 is equal to 0 if you substitute a plus b equal, so it will give you a plus b equal to 0, so a is equal to minus of b. The solution will be y of x is equal to a into 1 minus e to the power minus 2x. So now u1 you can take the solution u1 to be a to the power minus 2x, and u1 prime will be minus 2a into e to the power minus 2x, and u1 of t a to the power minus 2t. So applying the boundary condition y prime of 0 is equal to 0, it will give you a is equal to 0, and so and now your ut is, let's say ut is b and ut prime is basically 0 and u2 of t is b. So now if you calculate the Wronskian, which is basically u1 u2 prime minus u2 u1 prime, and if you substitute that, it will give you 2ab e to the power minus of 2x. So the first solution is g1, which is u1 u2 u2 t by pt by w. So if you substitute, it will give you half, and g2, so g2 will be your u2 u1 t ptw, so b into a to the power minus 2t, it will give you e to the power 2 into x minus t by 2, and now solution will be g1 plus of g2, and so this will give you, so half plus half into this, and this is minus of 1, so and this is minus 1 because a is equal to minus of b, and then this will be half into 1 minus e to the power minus 2 into x minus x naught. So here instead of t they used in the notation x naught, so I just use t which I was familiar to. So you can just change from a t to x naught, so which is 2 into x minus x naught will be this, and for other part it will be 0 because you can see this other solution is 0. And so next is basically this next question. Okay, so a material for inhomogeneous thermal conductivity K kappa of R, which is uniform density rho and heat capacity sigma V. The heat equation obeyed by the time independent temperature TRT is basically this. So this you can find in Wikipedia also. So the usual equation is tau Cv, which is specific heat, del T by del small t minus of grad of K delta K gradient of T, which is equal to QV dot, which is the volumetric heat source. So you can find this equation is Wikipedia. So this will follow this for inhomogeneous thermal conductivity. Now question number 12. A surface current I flows in a long rectangular conducting sheet with W and a carrier of density n particles per unit area, and the charge of carriers is Q, and when a constant magnetic field B K cap is applied perpendicular to the seat coming out of the coming out of it. See the figure below. So B is coming out of the figure. The y component of the induced electric field in the seat away from the edges is. So here this width of this rectangular conducting sheet is W, and this magnetic field is coming out of the page, and I is along this direction. So what we need to do is basically B is B along BK cap, and ideal is ideal along I cap because current is flowing along this direction. Total charge will be NQ into A, which is capital Q I denote. And area of the sheet, let's say the length of the rectangular conducting sheet is L, so area of the sheet will be L into W. So B is B K cap, and ideal is equal to ideal I cap, so F is equal to ideal cross B, so I cross K is minus of J, so minus BIL J cap. And now so F of Y, so will be, so this is along Y direction, so F of Y will be minus BIL, and now EY will be Fy by Q, because you know that F is equal to QE. So EY will be Fy by Q, which is minus of BIL by NQA, and A is basically LW, so LL cancel out, so BI minus of BI by NQW. So this is option 4. Now this one, the probability decay of pi meson, pi minus 2 mu minus anti mu neutrino to, and this higher, this is much higher than the this pi minus 2 e minus plus anti, so neutrino corresponding to electron, because so this conservation of barrier number of this quantity, and pions have 0 electron number but non-zero pion number. The decay of this is suppressed by energy momentum conservation, and this is decay of this E minus plus nu E bar is suppressed by helicity conservation. So this is basically purely energy conservation, energy momentum conservation problem. So if you just calculate the barrier number, so barrier number is conserved both of the cases, and electron muon numbers pions are also 0 for electron, and muon numbers are, of pions are 0. So basically this is the reaction. So the two particle decay gives definite values of energy and momentum of the product. So option 3 will be correct. The energy momentum so correspond to this suppressed by the energy momentum conservation. Now so here a PN junction diode has all linearly graded with doping profile given by ND minus NA is equal to A into X, where A greater than 0 and ND is donor density and NA is the acceptor density. The x-axis along the sample with the origin is x-axis is along the sample with the origin at the center as shown in the figure. So here this BN junction diode is shown, and we need to find the best possible representation of rho versus x. So here this Poisson's equation we need to use, which is d2 pi by dx2 is basically minus rho by epsilon naught, which is minus q by epsilon naught into this quantity p minus n nd plus nd minus, and for full depletion approximation we can approximate it at this rho as q into nd minus na. So nd minus na is given by alpha into x, so rho is proportional to q alpha into x, and this will be like this, because at x, for x positive it will be like this, x negative it will be like this. So this is option so this will be option this 4. So next question, consider the decay of hydrogen like atom Fe25 plus, where there is a strong LS coupling and form an excited state n is equal to 2d3 by 2 state via an excited dipole transition. The number of allowed transition is. So yeah, so here this is so for this hydrogen like system we can have 3d1 3p1 3d1 3p1 3s1 2p1 and 2s1 and 1s1. So for 3d1 it is given 2d3 by 2 and 2d3 by 2 it is given is this. So now if you just calculate the corresponding terms for the 3p1 it will be 2p3 by 2 2p half, for 3s1 it is 2s half, and for 2p1 it is again 2p3 by 2 2p half, and for 1s1 and 2s1 it will be 2s half. So for 2s half it is from 2d3 by 2 to 2s half it will not possible, because the delta L conservation is not satisfied, because for electric dipole transition we have delta L is equal to 0 plus 0 or plus either 0 or plus minus 1, or either 0 or plus minus 1, and basically delta S should be 0 and delta J should be 0 plus minus 1, but 0 0 transition is 0 to 0 transition is not possible. But if you just calculate from 3d1 to this 2p 3 by 2 and 2p half, this delta S is equal to 0. For 2d 3 by 2 to 2d 2p half is delta is equal to 0, delta J is equal to 1 and delta is equal to plus 1, and again for 2d 3 by 2 to 2p 3 by 2 you can calculate this, and this will all satisfy this electric dipole transition. So only this 2p 3 by 2, 2p half for this 3p1, and for 2p1, 2p 3 by 2 and 2p half will satisfy this condition for, so there will be 4 transitions. So option 4 will be correct. So now so this is this relation, this Bethe-Weizsäcker's relation. So this relation this about the bonding energy is given, and so where it is now, it's when this nucleus is this is given for a nucleus and even nucleus, and when this nucleus basically spontaneously breaks up into two equal fragments, the total energy release we need to calculate. So now when it breaks, basically z becomes z by 2 and n1 becomes n by 2 and z2 becomes z by 2 and n2 becomes n by 2, and a1 plus a2 equals z plus a1 a2 will be z plus n by 2, which is a by 2. And now if we just calculate the new binding energy corresponding to each of them, which is basically equal to, just need to just substitute all these 2 is half n by 2 z by 2 and a by 2 here, and you will get some equation like ab into a by 2 minus as into a to the power 2 by 2 third 2 to the power minus 2 by 3 and minus all these quantities. And now total energy for the new cases will be 2 into binding energy new. It will give you this equation, because this it will multiply only by 2 and these 2 will cancel out and so on. And now so the energy release will be, so I just do the opposite, because there will be sign change. So be minus 2 be new, if you just abstract it, so you will get this equation, but so I just subtract from the opposite term, so it will be like 2 into be new minus be, so it will give you so this option 3. So it will be a is a to the power 2 by 2 third 1 minus 2 to the power 1 third plus ac z square a to the power 1 third minus a minus 2 to the power 2 third, right? Okay. So next question. So a one-dimensional box contains one spin zero particle and 4 spin up particles. Okay. So all particles have the same mass, and hence a single particle energy is n square e, n is equal to 1 2 3. The energies of the ground state and the fast excited states of the system particles are. So now the spin ups for one spin zero particle, let's denote it by this circle and dot, and 4 spin up particle, let's denote it by the circle and cross. The degeneration of the spin zero particle is 1 and degeneration of the spin up particles will be 2. So and in one state the two spin up particle can stay, and for spin zero for spin zero particle, one spin zero particle can stay. So here so as you can see, this one spin zero can, for the first ground state, this total, so we have all total 5 particles. So for the ground state, as you can see, so for the ground state, as you can see, this this spin zero particle and 2 spin up particle is there, and for the E2 we can put these 2 spin half particle. So total energy will be 3 into E1 plus 2 into E2, so 3E plus 2 into 2 square into E, so 11E. And for the fast excited state, we can just place this spin zero particle to the E2, so it will give you 2 into E1 plus 3 into E2, so it will be 14 into E. So option 3 will be correct. Now next question. So the operator A is equal to sum over n is equal to 0 to infinity n plus 1 n, which is defined in terms of the eigenstate n of the number operator simple harmonic oscillator. Which of the following relation is obeyed? So now, which is basically A is given is sum over n is equal to 0 to infinity n plus 1 this projector operator type thing, n plus 1 bra of n plus 1 and k of n plus 1 and bra of this n. So n is, you know, the sum over n is equal to 0 to infinity a dagger a plus to the power n and 0 this and 0 and root over of n factorial. So if you just take this bracket product, and then this will become this so this will become n plus 1 product of n plus 1 and n and a of n, and then basically if you just multiply a from this side, so a dagger, okay, sorry, this one, okay, so let me start again for this problem. So a is given as this, but if you just multiply this sum over n is equal to 0 to n this n, and then it will become this, and this will give you 1, and then if you again multiply it with sum over n plus 1 of the kate, this bra of this, and then it will become also a1. So a dagger will be equal to 1. But if you do the opposite thing, a dagger a, then basically this will be equal to 0, and this will be equal to 0 individually, so it will not equal to 1. So a dagger will be 1, but a dagger a is not equal to 1, right? Yeah. So yeah, for this, a beam of protons of Li on a Li target produces 2 alpha particles through the reaction P plus 7 3 Li and 2 into 2 4 He. The atomic mass of Li, helium and H are given, and so we need to find the Q value. So Q value is nothing but this m of Li plus m of P minus of these 2 into m He, and you can calculate this, and it will give you 17.3 MeV, 17.298 MeV square, which is almost close to 17.3. Next question. So the basis vector of two-dimensional Babbage lattice is given. E1 and E2 are given. Choice of the basis vector for the reciprocal lattice. So it is nothing but into kind calculate the area. So E1 cross E2, mod of that will be the area. So it will be 3 by 2, and E2 will be 2 pi root 3 by 2 into E1. So this rho 2 is the reciprocal lattice vector for the E2, so which is 2 pi by this area into E1, which is this, and reciprocal lattice vector for the E1 will be 2 pi by area into E of 2, which is this. So option 1 will be correct. This is next question is a very good question, which is basically for the Hamiltonian of a system of 3 Ising spin is H is equal to minus j into s1 s2 plus j into s2 plus j minus j into s1 s2 plus s2 s3, where each si is plus minus 1 and j greater than greater than 0, and thermal equilibrium is at temperature T. The correlation function you need to calculate the average of s1 s2, right? So yeah, so what you need to do, so here Hamiltonian is H is equal to minus j into s1 s2 plus s2 s3, so si is plus minus 1, j greater than 0. So now let's form the table for the H. So you have the spin values of s1 s2 s3 and this Hamiltonian. So if s1 s2 s3 all are 1, then energy will be 1 plus 1, which is minus 2j, and these two are 1, this is minus 1, it will be 0 because of the sign. If this s1 is equal to 1, s2 is equal to minus 1, and s3 is equal to 1, it will be plus 2j. If s1 is equal to minus 1, s2 is equal to 1, and s3 is equal to 1, it will be 0, and so on. So you can calculate like this, all this, and this your partition function will be sum over of si equal to plus minus 1 to the power minus of beta h. So you have this in partition function, you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 terms. So as I have written here, and if you simplify it, it will give you 4 into 1 cos hyperbolic of, so because e to the power beta 0 will give minus of beta 0 will give you 1, and e to the power minus 2j and plus 2j will combine give you cos, so it will give you 4 into 1 plus cos hyperbolic 2 beta j. Now let's calculate the average value of s1 s2. Now we have this s1 s2 and s1 s2 multiplication. So if it is 1 1, it will be 1, it is 1 minus 1, it is minus 1, minus 1 1, it is minus 1, and minus 1 minus 1, it will give you plus 1. So now this expression of s1 s2 is basically the probability of getting the value of s1 multiplied by s2 into s1 into s2. So it will be like when s1 is equal to 1 1, so it is when s1 is equal to 1, s2 is equal to 1, the value is 1. When s1 is equal to 1, s2 is equal to minus 1, the value of s1 s2 is minus 1. When s1 is equal to minus 1, s2 is equal to 1, the value of s1 s2 will be minus 1. And when the s1 is equal to minus 1, s2 is equal to minus 1, value of s1 s2 will be 1. So yeah, so now calculate the probability of getting so p of this is basically probability of getting s1 is equal to 1, s2 is equal to 1. So this is basically s1 is equal to 1, so s1 is equal to 1 and s2 is equal to 1. So s1 is equal to 1, s2 is equal to 1, this one and this one. So this plus this divided by z. So this plus this divided by z, and similarly 1 minus 1. So from this table 1 minus 1 this case and 1 minus 1 this case. So this and this. So if you combine this, you will get this, and so on. You need to likewise you can calculate for all of them. And now if you calculate this expression of s1 s2, which is p1 comma 1 minus of p1 comma minus 1 plus of p minus 1 comma 1 minus of p minus 1 comma 1. If you substitute that, and then it will give you 4 sine hyperbolic of 2 beta j. So we have this by this 4 into 1 plus cos hyperbolic 2 beta j, and then if you just use the trigonometric formula, so the sine hyperbolic 2 beta j is basically 2 sine hyperbolic beta j cos hyperbolic beta j, and 1 plus cos hyperbolic 2 beta j is 2 cos square hyperbolic beta j, and this will give you, after cancelling out of this cos hyperbolic beta j, it will give you sine hyperbolic beta j by cos hyperbolic beta j, which is tan hyperbolic beta j, and beta is basically 1 by kbt, so it will be tan hyperbolic j by kbt. So option 3 will be correct. Now next question. So consider the raising of the temperature of water from 70 degrees Celsius to 130 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure. Which of the following plots best represents the dependence of density rho on the temperature? So at from 70 degrees to 130 degrees Celsius, density of water will decrease. So this first one will be the appropriate plot. Now this question. So light emitted by at T, x, y, z is absorbed at c t plus delta t, x plus delta x, y plus delta y, z plus delta z when the propagating medium is effective index n and the square root of the proper time of two events. So the proper time is delta tau is basically delta t divided by 1 minus v square by c square. So v square n is basically c by v. So it will be like delta t by 1 by 1 minus of n square. So delta t by e to the power of n square minus 1 by n square. So delta t tau a square is basically n square by n square minus 1 and delta t square. So basically no option is correct, as you can see the options. Now next question is basically a question of random walk, question from random walk. So a particle hops randomly from one side to a neighboring side on a one-dimensional lattice. The probability of hopping to the left is p, and probability of the right and that of the right is q. After exactly 4 hops, the probability of finding the particle at the starting side. So what we assume that particle start from x is equal to 0, and probability of going to the left is basically p, and probability of going to the right is basically q. And now let's start. So this is at to be at x is equal to 0, it is 1, and if we take 2 step, so this is probability of getting to this side is p, probability of getting to this side is q. So if we take one step, if we just take 2 step, probability of getting to this side x equal to minus 2 will be minus p square, and this will be probability of going to x equal to 2 will be q square. So this is and probability of to be x is equal to 0 will be 2pq, and so on. This is basically binomial triangle, and if you do so on for up to x is equal to, let's say 4, n is equal to 4, it will give you probability of probability to be at x is equal to 0 will be, from this table will be 6 p square q square will be option 4. Okay, next question. So let x y z e x y z comma t f x y z j cap with electric field, and b is b x y z comma t is 1 by omega f x y x z t minus of k I cap plus I a k cap be in magnetic field, where f x z t is a into e to the power minus of I x e to the power I k z minus omega t. If these are solution of Maxwell equation in vacuum without sources, then k square is equal to. So now this is e x y z comma t which is equal to f x z comma t j cap, and b x y z comma t is 1 by omega f r z x z comma z comma t, which is minus of k I cap plus I a k cap. So now this is basically, as you can see, EM waves in conducting medium. So if you open any electromagnetic any book on electromagnetic theory, this equation will correspond to EM waves in conducting medium. So your k will be alpha plus I beta, and k square will be alpha square plus beta, alpha square minus beta square plus I into 2 alpha beta, which is so this is will be equal to omega square by c square plus I sigma omega mu. So from the real part, alpha square plus beta square is equal to omega square by c square, and if you write this equation solution of this dependent solution of the Maxwell equation will be E is equal to E0 to the power minus of beta n cap dot r cap e to the power j into alpha n cap dot r cap minus omega t, and H will be H0 e to the power minus of beta n cap dot r cap and e to the power I into alpha into n cap dot r cap minus omega t. So here n cap dot r cap is x in our case, because you can see this equation here is x, and alpha is basically k and beta is basically a. So alpha square plus minus beta square is equal to omega square by c square. So k square minus a square will be omega square by c square. So k square will be omega square by c square plus a square. So option 2 will be correct. So now the next question. So option 2 is this. So next question is a box of length L is divided in two parts by a movable wall. initially the left part of the box contains the krypton gas and the right part of the gas only contains the He gas, both at the same pressure temperature. The material of the wall of is semi-permeable and that allows the each atom to pass through and but not the K atoms. Assuming that the gases are ideal, the position of the wall with respect to the left of the box after reaching the equilibrium will be at. So now this will be simply L by 2 because these are ideal gas and they are in same pressure and same temperature. So the option will be L by 2. So now an atom of atom of mass mkg is a laser field of wavelength 800 nanometer. The Einstein A coefficient is 2 into 10 to the power 7 second inverse. The natural line width of the low pressure is equal to the Doppler line width when the temperature is alpha m by kb, where the alpha is. So we need to find the value of alpha. So okay. So here, so lambda is 800 nanometer and Einstein A coefficient is 2 into 10 to the power 7 per second. So A21. And A21 is basically TSP 1 by A21, inverse of A21, so it is 0.5 into the power minus 7. And so if you just calculate this delta lambda by lambda 0, which is this Doppler line with just 2 into 2 to the power 2 ln 2 kBt by mc square, which is if you just take 2 inside the square root, will be 8 ln 2 kb by mc square into t. So delta lambda will be lambda 0 by c, which is the Doppler shift will be lambda 0 by c into this. But the natural line width will be delta lambda natural is basically delta nu into lambda square by c, which is lambda square c, and this delta nu will be 1 by tsp, so which is lambda square by c into tsp. And if you just substitute by the value, so tsp is basically this. If you substitute the value of the tsp lambda 0 is and this every other values will be t will be equal to 32 by ln 2 into m by kb, which is option 1. Right. Okay, so now the last question. The wave function of a particle in one dimension box is psi xt is equal to ex e to the power minus of I omega t, where ux is equal to ax in 0 1, a by 2 into 3 minus x in 1 and 3, and 0 otherwise. So and t is equal to 0, we need to calculate the expectation value. So yeah, so here so this is the wave function property, and if you find the a square, which normalization constant, it will be 1 by a, and the after normalization it will be x at from 0 to 1, and it's 3 minus x by 2 in between 1 and 3. Now expectation of x will be x into mu x, because psi xt t part is 0. So x into ux whole square, u tilde x whole square. So x into x square dx between 0 and 1 to 3, it will be x into 3 minus x whole square by 4, and it will get 4 by 3. And so this no option is correct in this case. So now this question. So yeah, in the circuit shown in the figure below, V1t is 50 into sine 1000 t millivolt, and V2 is 10 into sine of 3000 t MeV. Cutoff frequency for low pass filter is 200 Hz, and now the frequency of the output voltage is closest to. So now here we have this situation. So if you apply the KCL in this loop, so 0 minus V1 is by 33 kilo ohm, and 0 minus V2 by 10 kilo ohm, plus 0 minus V0. So let's the potential this V0 potential of this 0 minus V0 by 330 is basically this. So your V0 will be 500 sine 1000 t plus 330 plus sine of 3000 t. So from this relation you can find the value of V1 and V2 and V corresponding to V0, and your omega in 1 will be 1000 by 2 pi, which is 159 by 59.2, and omega 2 will be 3000 by 2 pi, which is 477 Hz, 477.7 Hz. And now 477.7 Hz will be filtered out because it is a low pass filter which has a frequency 200 Hz. So only this 159.2 will pass. So the frequency of the output will be 160 Hz. So this is the option. 160 Hz will be the option. Option 3 will be correct. So so this is all for part C. So I have solved all the question for part C and presented to you. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel for the part B solution, and also I will upload more solution on different test series and other videos on computational physics. So you can also watch my other videos on computational physics, and where I visualize the physics problems through the power of computation. So thank you for watching my channel, and if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel for to support me. And I would like to thanks Ramkrishno, Polas, uh, Roshan, and Ankita for this video making, and also other staffs and helping me during the solution manual. Thank you.